Dr. Paul Dignan, 3-minute outcomes. Today I want to give you a few hints about building indicator sets. Indicator sets are simply lists of measures of the things that you want to do, sometimes called outcomes frameworks, indicator frameworks, KPIs, key performance indicators, or metrics. The way most people approach building these is what I call the blank piece of paper approach. They sit in a room, scratch their head and wonder, how is it that we're going to measure what we're doing around here? Now, a better approach is to start by developing what's called an outcomes model, a model of action, a theory of change, strategy model of what it is that you want to do, what it is you want to change in the world that is the reason why you're developing that indicator list. Because that's the only reason you develop indicator lists, because at the end of the day, somehow, someone's going to be doing something to try and change things. Now, I've often seen, actually, arguments in a room which appear to be about indicators, but they're actually about the underlying model, the strategy of what you're trying to achieve. If you can extract that strategy at the beginning, get it out of people's heads, get it into a visual outcomes, visual strategy model with outcomes on one side and the steps leading to them, then you've got a very powerful way of quickly developing your indicator set. Once you've got it, you just simply look at the boxes. It's like a no-brainer. You say, can I measure that box? Can I measure that box? Can I measure that box? Very quickly, you develop your indicator set. Not only that, but you can see what you are measuring and what you're not measuring, because you just look at it. That box, I've not got any measure for. That I have. And this may lead you to developing some new measures around important boxes you're currently not measuring. Now, you may miss that if you just go with a blank piece of paper approach. Next, it lets you find out the level at which your indicators live. Really important, because an indicator may be at a high level or may be at a low level. And to illustrate this, there is what I call the overly tidy indicator set problem. You would have seen them. Indicator set looks fantastic on a website or in a document. Decision makers love them. It's like 5 outcomes areas, and under each outcome area there are 5 indicators. Looks wonderful. But be suspicious when you see that, because it's very unlikely that in the real world, under each of those outcomes areas, it'll just work out that there's 5 indicators at the same conceptual level. What's most likely is that in order to generate those 5 indicators, they've had to skip down the outcomes model and get an indicator at a lower level. Now, if you may end up with a nice tidy indicator set, whatever, but it's really important to have mapped for your own purposes, and making that mapping available to people reading the indicator set is useful, where you map it on, and then people can see, oh, that indicator there is there, but that indicator is actually a long way down the model. Exactly the same argument applies to identifying what's called proxy indicators. Sometimes you can't find an indicator at the top level, so you skip down the model to find it. But if you just look at the indicator list without mapping onto the visual model, then you're going to miss that. So building an underlying outcomes model or strategy model under an indicator set is a brilliant idea. It makes your work faster, it's clearer, you avoid a lot of unnecessary arguments and discussions, and the whole thing is very, very transparent. So check it out on the website. There's some resources there. There's my good indicator checklist, which you can use when you're identifying indicators. Have a wee look at that, and good luck with your indicator work. Thank you.